Republicans were looking absolutely shell-shocked on Capitol Hill today as the Democratic members were able to expose the Trump regime, the Trump DOJ, for continuing to cover up the Epstein files. Democrats from the House Judiciary Committee took a trip to the DOJ where they finally got access to the Epstein files that had been redacted by the Trump regime, and they were permitted to look beneath the redactions and identify all of the unlawful redactions that were taking place by the Trump regime. At the same time, in the House Oversight Committee, the Trump regime basically had Ghislaine Maxwell invoke the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination and go mute and go silent on each and every question she was asked during her deposition, notwithstanding the fact that just a few months ago, she spoke with Donald Trump's number 2 at the Department of Justice, Todd Blanche, who was Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney, didn't invoke the Fifth Amendment there, but now when the House of Representatives was questioning her, I have to plead the Fifth. I cannot speak to you right now, but if you give me clemency, I might be able to exonerate Donald Trump. She literally said that. So, I want to show you what went down on Capitol Hill today. As you know, the MeidasTouch Network now has a Washington DC Bureau. Yep, we're in DC. We're on Capitol Hill. Pablo Manriquez with the MeidasTouch Network is out there questioning the lawmakers, asking them the questions that you want to hear answered. So I want to show you what Manriquez was asking the lawmakers today. It is quite revealing. I want to ask you this as well. Please hit subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're close to 6 million subscribers, thanks to your incredible support. So make sure you hit subscribe, and also, if you can, go to MeidasPlus.com and subscribe to our Substack. First, you have Democratic Congresswoman Ansari speaking with MeidasTouch Washington DC Bureau Chief Pablo Manriquez. Play this clip.
Congresswoman, are you planning on going to see the unredacted Epstein files?
Absolutely. I'm going on Thursday. The DOJ has asked us to give them 24 hours notice. So the soonest appointment I was able to get was Thursday, but I look forward to it. Already from what we've heard from colleagues is that there are names of potential co-conspirators that were redacted that should never have been redacted, and names of rich and powerful people, potentially very high up in this administration, whose names were redacted that should not have been redacted. And coupled with what has been going on today with Ghislaine Maxwell deciding to plead the Fifth and publicly offering that she will reveal the truth if she's granted clemency from the president is so enraging and appalling. And I hope every American recognizes that we cannot give up until we have the full truth. Ghislaine Maxwell is a convicted child sex trafficker who is a monster, and nothing she says is believable in my eyes.
See how easy that was for her response? Now contrast that to MAGA Republican Congresswoman Malliotakis, who said that she has to go to a physician's office, so she is not going to answer if Ghislaine Maxwell should receive clemency. Here, play this clip.
Should Ghislaine Maxwell get clemency to testify?
I gotta go to the physician's office.
Oh, got it.
Next, you had Republican Congress member Thomas Massie, who along with Ro Khanna has been out there pushing for the release of the Epstein files. She's responsible for the discharge petition that led to the Epstein Transparency Act. Here's what Massie told our Pablo Manriquez. Let's play this clip.
You mentioned that there are some things that have been redacted that probably shouldn't have been redacted.
Yeah.
Is there anything, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, 6 men's names. One of them's listed as a co-conspirator. Why would you redact his name?
Right.
There's not victim. What I'm saying is, it's not just victims' names that they've redacted.
And how can we get those names then? Like the public generally?
Well, I'm hopeful the DOJ will release them now that I've pointed it out to them. They've either got to say, okay, we made a mistake, or we're not going to unredact that.
Okay. And are you going to be going back to see? I know like there's sort of like a procession now of members who are going.
Yeah, I'm scheduled for tomorrow morning too.
Okay. And what are you going to look into tomorrow that you haven't looked into today?
It just takes a while. I mean, there's millions of files.
Thanks.
I've still got files on my list to look at.
On the other hand, you have MAGA Republican Congress member and the lead on the Appropriations Committee, Tom Cole, and when he was asked if Ghislaine Maxwell should receive clemency to testify, he walked away and said, "I have no idea." You have no idea whether a convicted child sex trafficker should get clemency? It should be a simple no. Not only should she not get clemency, she should rot in a maximum security facility. Here's what Cole has to say. Play this clip.
Mr. Chairman, real quick, should Ghislaine Maxwell get clemency to testify?
I'm sorry?
Should Ghislaine Maxwell get clemency to testify?
Oh, I have no earthly idea.
Oh, got it. Any updates on DHS funding?
Don't know yet. I mean, we've passed the bill. We're still waiting on the Senate to do something.
Got it.
Are Republicans open to any of the proposed reforms that Democrats put out?
Yeah, we already put in the cameras in the original bill we passed, and that's training as well.
Now contrast that with Democratic Congress member Ro Khanna. Here's what he told our Pablo Manriquez. Play this clip.
Here's the point. This is bringing down the British government. It may bring down the British monarchy. It's bringing down countries and the elites across the country. What are we doing here in the United States to stand up to the Epstein class? I mean, we've got a commerce secretary who's all over the Epstein files. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage at the billionaires in Silicon Valley, in finance, in Hollywood, they're going to Epstein's island? We need moral accountability in the United States, just like they're having in so many other countries around the world.
And here's another clip of Congressmember Ro Khanna speaking to Pablo Manriquez. Let's play this clip.
Congressman, what can you tell us about what you saw today in the unredacted Epstein files?
I'm very concerned. First of all, most of the unredacted files were redacted. 70-80% of the documents the DOJ got were redacted from the FBI. The FBI didn't unredact it as the law was required. The grand jury wasn't unredacted. So a lot of it was smoke and mirrors. Second, Massey and I saw that there's 6 men who were co-conspirators, who were protected, and whose names were blotted out. Those names need to be made public.
Can you say who they are?
Well, DOJ needs to say who they are, and we're pushing to have them made public. But there's no excuse for releasing survivors' names, but protecting these 6 men. And there are probably more. That was just in 2 hours that we saw that these 6 men were being protected.
Now, contrast that to James Comer, the chair of the House Oversight Committee, and despite the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell invoked the Fifth and refused to testify and basically gave the middle finger to the Oversight Committee, you had James Comer not sure whether or not she should be given clemency by Donald Trump. He's like, well, that's not up to me. We'll just see what Donald Trump does. Here, play this clip.
Mr. Chairman, quick question. What are your thoughts about Ghislaine Maxwell's lawyer saying she needs clemency to testify before she testifies?
Well, I don't know. Initially, she said a month ago that she would testify if we granted her immunity on the Oversight Committee. And we discussed that after we met with the survivors, and they didn't support that, so we never considered it after that. So this was something new today. Obviously, that's not for me to decide. That's for the president to decide.
Are you tired of waking up hungover and worrying about what happened last night? That's why I've been reaching for Willie's Remedy Plus, the THC-infused social tonic that lets you have fun and actually feel good the next day. If you're trying to be more intentional this year, Willie's gives you that social, uplifting buzz without wrecking your goals. For me, it's perfect for unwinding after a long day, socializing without alcohol, or even getting a little creative. It kicks in fast, feels smooth and euphoric, and there's no hangover waiting for you in the morning. Willie's is a premium THC-infused social tonic crafted by the legendary Willie Nelson, inspired by Willie's way of living where peace flows freely and hangovers are a thing of the past. It is a low-calorie, low-sugar, alcohol alternative that actually works, delivering a fast-acting, euphoric social buzz without the regrets that come with alcohol. Willie's isn't that feared edible you ate too much of in college. Each bottle is third-party lab-tested for accurate dosage with a unique blend of THC, CBD, CBG, and L-theanine that delivers calm, clarity, euphoria, and relaxation. Willie's social tonics come in 5 milligrams and 10 milligram doses with a best-in-class flavor experience, so smooth and balanced you barely realize you're drinking a THC product at all. You can enjoy the tonics as a shot, sipped over ice, or mixed into your favorite mocktail. One shot of Willie's helps you relax, unwind, and distress. Perfect for taking the edge off after a long day or socializing with friends. Willie's offers the kind of feeling that makes good company even better. Willie's sold out 3 times in the first 6 months with over 50,000 happy customers, and they just restocked. Willie's ships directly to your doorstep in 40 plus states. Order now at drinkwillies.com and use code Meidas for 20% off your first order, plus free shipping on orders over $95, and enjoy life in the high country. That's drinkwillies.com, code Meidas, M-E-I-D-A-S.
Now, to her credit, MAGA Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert spoke to Pablo Manriquez, and here's what she said. Play this clip.
Congresswoman, are you among the members who got to see the unredacted files today?
Yes, I saw some of them, not all of them, obviously. I'll be going back tomorrow to see more.
Any reaction on what you've seen so far?
I think that there's folks who are definitely implicated and co-conspirators. And, I don't think everyone there that was talking about underage girls being trafficked are victims.
Got it. And do you support any clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell? She was saying that
I do not. Okay. I think Ghislaine Maxwell should get more time, and she should definitely be in a harsher prison than what she's in. It's absolutely disgusting.
Right? I think what she said there is fair. To her credit, Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna spoke to Pablo Manriquez. Here's what she said.
Are you able to see the DOJ unredacted versions?
I'm going to be going tomorrow. I think every member of Oversight has gone through so far, or is going to be going through so far, so yes.
And tomorrow will be your first time?
No, my second.
Okay, is there anything you can share from what you saw today?
I've posted about it publicly, but some of the people that are in the most egregious redactions are claiming to be victims, and I don't think that they're victims if you're engaging in child sex trafficking.
Here's also what she said. Play this clip.
You said that you do not support at all Ghislaine Maxwell getting any clemency for her testimony. And why is it important for her to be held accountable?
Well, because according to the files that we all saw, she was engaged in the trafficking and also rape of young women and potentially children. I don't think that she deserves any special treatment. She's a monster.
Now, we also caught up with Democratic Congress member Jaron Moskowitz, and he saw the files unredacted, or some of them. Here's how he describes it.
Talk about at all about what you've seen in these unredacted files. I know that you've been making statements, but...
there's discussion, significant discussion of child trafficking. It's gross.
Jamie Raskin said a 9-year-old, is that right?
Children of all ages of child exploitation.
Yeah.
Under the age of 18.
And we heard
people around the world.
Wow.
Participating in finding these girls.
And are there any names that you've read that are suspiciously redacted, I suppose?
So a lot of the names of his co-conspirators are not household names.
Okay.
A bunch of them are women.
Okay. Interesting.
But there are also things that the administration has said that I think are not true, based on what I read.
Somebody said that there were emails back and forth between Trump's legal team and Epstein's legal team were redacted. Do you have any sense of why they would redact that? That's not a victim name or anything like that.
Some of it was redacted, some of it was unredacted. They didn't explain to us why it was redacted because that's how it was. That's how
ST5, the hideaways.
That's how it was submitted. That's how it was submitted into the system to us.
Okay.
So you go into a room, there's 4 computers, there's 2.7 million documents, right? And so you have to search by batch number, basically. Okay.
You can't search by keyword.
You can search by keyword, okay, but it pulls up, 10,000 documents, and so, you could spend an eternity down there going through this stuff.
Got it. So, are there going to be other opportunities to take a look at these documents?
I'm going back.
Okay. And this is going to be a week-long thing, or?
I'm going back tomorrow.
Okay. We'll catch you tomorrow then. Thank you, Congressman. Really appreciate it.
Now, again, do you see how easy that was? Speaking with clarity. Now contrast that to MAGA Republican Senator Bernie Moreno. And here he was asked about what's your reaction to the fact that there are victims in the Epstein files as young as 9. And Senator Moreno from Ohio turns it into a joke. She's like, oh, well, what do you think about Obama and Biden? But Pablo Manriquez pushes back. Let's play it.
What's your reaction to now the victims are being as young as 9 in these things?
It's awful. I wish Obama had pursued it when it was hot and heavy, right? I mean, this goes back well before Trump even entered politics. You know, you wonder why Biden and Obama didn't do anything about it.
Well, Biden and Obama aren't in the Epstein files, though. Trump's in there.
No, but they were president of the United States in charge of the Justice Department, right?
Right.
So I'm curious why that's
It seems odd, though, that they never took the opportunity, Yeah, thank you. It does seem odd, though, that they never took the opportunity to actually publish these things, given...
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, absolutely. But 9-year-old, that's awful. I mean, I can't even imagine that's the case. That's pretty outrageous.
Yeah. And any reaction to the Bad Bunny... Sorry to turn the...
I'm still stuck on the 9-year-old thing. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, obviously the death penalty wouldn't be strong enough for somebody who got involved in that. In terms of Bad Bunny, I didn't watch it, honestly. It was a decently boring Super Bowl.
Thank you, Senator.
And then Pablo Manriquez asks Senator Moreno, what else do you make about the fact that there's a 9-year-old that there are 9-year-old victims? These are little children who were sexually assaulted by Epstein. And Moreno's like, what, Raskin? That's the guy with the bad haircut? You think this is a joke? You think this is a freaking joke? Here, play this clip.
So Jamie Raskin reviewed the unredacted Epstein files earlier and said that there was a 9-year-old that's been a victim now that he saw for the files. Like,
who said that?
Jamie Raskin. There are a bunch of House oversight folks who are seeing the unredacted files.
Is that the guy with the really bad haircut?
Then Pablo Manriquez caught up with Congresswoman McBride, and here's what she had to say. Play this clip.
So, Congresswoman, what do you make of DHS buying up all these warehouses across the country to turn them into detention centers?
It is a continuation of a disturbing, cruel, dangerous, and deadly mass deportation effort that clearly is not only appalling in real time, but will wear horribly in history. I mean, these types of images, what you're describing is exactly what we have learned about in school, and we should never allow it.
He also caught up with AOC, and here's what she had to say.
Congresswoman, what do you make of the DHS warehouses going up across the country? They're leasing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of space.
We're seeing what ICE is doing. I think every American should be alarmed. They are building and have built a black box system that disappears people, both immigrants and U.S. citizens alike. So I think that where possible, this is also an area where we actually have agency to fight back. We have power in that because a lot of these warehouses require approvals on the local, municipal, and state level. And so we have to be vigilant about this, deny those permits. If your community doesn't want this in your backyard, you can stop this. You can ask your mayors, your city council, your county commissioners to deny these permits and these contracts to let that happen.
And then you had some hack right-wing reporter trying to question AOC, and watch as AOC shuts down this hack reporter. Here, play this clip.
I just have a quick question for you. Why are Democrats holding ACA tax credits hostage so they can force taxpayers to pay for abortion? Thank you.
There you have it. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million, and thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.